Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
What is up?
Also, as always, Destroyer on the keys. And then we have Titan and Brajol. We are not joined by any cats today. They are enjoying the beautiful weather on this June weekend. Just wrapped up another virtual charity workout as usual, which we obviously began during this lockdown, and we will continue to do because it's for a great cause. And most recently this weekend, last week, it was for Pilots and Paws. So just know that every donation helps deliver a rescue animal on its first ever first class trip to a new home, or at least first class in those canine eyes. So yeah, we are very proud about that. As mentioned last week, we will be officially opening for Phase 3. Titan's making his presence known by playing with his toy. Is that a chimp? Yes, it's a chimp. But, when this podcast releases, that will be the first official day of Phase 3. So, we will be open. And just to throw this out there now, we have a new member special rolling out on that day, on that Tuesday, which will be, I think, June 23rd. All you gotta do, if you want $100 off our new member special, you can start off with our new combo of training and nutrition coaching for your first month. All right, no commitment. First month, get you back in the gym, get you rolling with great momentum. All you gotta do is just either text us at 845-613-7262, email us info@overdrivefitnessny.com, or DM us on Instagram or Twitter at odfitnessny, and just mention the name or the word podcast and new member special. Just say you're reaching out for that. We'll hook you up with that $100 discount. With that being said, we'll let's roll right into one of our first topics. Well, we kind of alluded to it. We touched base on it last week, how we said that you should really ease into your workouts again, ease into your even adding volume and whatnot, so that you're not so beat up the first week and then you're discouraged to get back in the gym, especially after having not really challenged yourself with any type of resistance training, or at least moderate to heavy lifting, for at least 12 weeks straight. So I don't know, do you want to give an example, Gina, of how because for those of you who don't know, Gina handles all the programming for our Weekday Warrior program. So, Gina, what would you do if you were to, let's say beginning Tuesday, let's give the people an example of how you would gradually get people in and get them accustomed to any type of volume.
Example. So I would suggest, because we've had some of our members and athletes who have been training at home along with us through the pandemic, right? Through the lockdown. So they've had their programming sent to them. And some of them have also, a good amount of them have also been live streaming with us and or replaying the live streams to get their training in. So, those people are an exception. Those members and athletes are an exception. But what I would suggest to our members, our athletes, and those that maybe have not done anything during this time, to ease into it, maybe we'd start 2 days a week. And maybe the next week or two we go into 3 days a week of training. And that could be any type of training, whether it's cardiovascular training, strength training, whatever the case. Allow your body to acclimate to the stress. Remember, your body doesn't know good or bad in regards to stress. It just knows stress. So allow it to understand, allow your brain and your body to understand what's going on so that it can properly recover. So maybe 2 days, and then the next week 3 days, and maybe the next week 4 days. And are you including cardiovascular training alongside of that on the days that you're not here or that you're not at your gym? So in regards to maybe sets and reps, 3 sets. I think, if you're working on your standard barbell movement or your compound movement, if we were to start maybe 2 days a week, maybe we'd hit either 2 full body days a week, or maybe 1 upper body day and 1 lower body day to be safe. So you hit full body throughout the week, give your upper body enough time to recover, and then hit your lower body, and then allow that rest of the week to recover. Maybe do some cardio outside of that, some walking, some running, some rowing, some whatever you have at home, or maybe get outside. So maybe 3 sets if we were to start our members off. So I think 3 sets is a fair beginning set number. And then for our members, I think a comfortable spot to allow them to begin. I like to give them a little bit of a buffer so that they have that, they have full control, and they have that choice as to how many reps and they want to do within that set. So just to start them off, maybe 8 to 10 or 6 to 8 or even
Quiet.
or even 4 to 6. I don't know. Maybe Titan's not agreeing with me. Maybe
He heard someone.
maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not digging the strength training right now. No, I don't know.
Titan.
Maybe he wants to chill this
He wants
summer.
all the volume, all of it.
Or maybe he wants more. I think that's what he's saying is only 3 sets, Gina. But yeah, 3 sets. I think that's a good starting point. And then, working within that buffer zone of 8 to 10 reps, or give yourself that buffer zone, that comfortability. You can feel out what's appropriate for you. I like to kind of guide the members and even the athletes. Maybe leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank for that first and second set, and then feel out that last set. So that first week or even that second week, you're allowing your body to acclimate healthfully. We normally throw in some fillers within our workouts. We like to keep the heart rate up for our members. It's not just about hitting that 1 rep max. It's about sustainability. It's about the long term here. Our members, we want to keep everybody healthy. We want to get everybody stronger. The goal is, health, longevity. So we're working within those parameters. And, I think that's a good starting point. Starting maybe 2 days the first week, 3 days the second week, maybe the third week as well. Maybe jump into 4 days that next week. So, finishing off that month, and then kind of feeling it out from there, because most people are going to be sore. Mm-hmm. And even going from your home gym to maybe, and whatever that could be just dumbbells or bands or whatever the case, and maybe you were pushing yourself at that point, but once you come back into the environment of what you had been used to before the lockdown, so your gym membership, your wherever you end up going, so it's going to be a different atmosphere, a very positive atmosphere, but you have that healthy energy, that good vibe going. So you might be feeling really good, and so you want to just ease into it slowly. I think that's a pretty good starting point.
And definitely one thing we want to mention is, you can even say it. What would someone's intensity, like load, what would that be? Is to sort of. Because we're not even doing percentages, right?
No, I love the way we program here. Our members and our athletes really benefit, and you can, if anybody listening would ever have the opportunity to interview them, they are so happy with the way we program here. We're very specific to what they need. They get very individualized training within that class setting. I happen to feel that we do a great job here. At the same time, we are feeling it out. So the first week back, second week back, third week back, fourth week back. Mm-hmm. Again, it's that first month is going to be just feeling things out. What does your body need? What can it handle? Getting back into that structure. people are starting to head back to work, maybe getting up a little earlier, working a little longer, traveling, making the time, maybe prepping your meals. Like, it's going to be, people are getting back into that routine, which is something that a lot of people, unfortunately, have either lost touch with or haven't had the that opportunity. Things have kind of, some things, I think for some people, I think have kind of been thrown out the window just because of the present circumstances. I mean, we've had other clients and athletes who have actually become even more structured during this time. I mean, we've had plenty of people that have lost weight, a nice amount too, have been training at home. So it just depends on where you're at, Everybody at the end of the day is going to be individual, so you have to feel it out. Percentages are out the window. 1 rep maxes are out the window right now. We're not even working off of anything like that. Nothing that's projected. It's just about feeling good at this point. It's just about getting back into the groove and like greasing the wheel again.
And it's exactly, to simply put it, it's exactly what you just said about everything else. We're just easing back into it. So basically what we're trying to say is don't go full boat. Like, don't come in or even go into a gym and just go all out like crazy, Like Gina said, we're ease the number of days that you train, graduate it each week, gradually increase it each week, just like you would with the amount of weight that you put in your hands and the sets and reps. So
and leaving like maybe 1 to 2 reps in the tank. Just like feel good, like leave feeling good about what you did. If you're always feeling crushed, then something's not jiving. So, check yourself before you come in, or get mentally prepared before you enter the facility you train at, or maybe that's still at home for some people that might be choosing to stay home and still isolate, and that's fine. But if you're always working to failure, then your central nervous system will break down. And we tell our athletes that all the time too. That we waive things on purpose. We stress your system enough, and then at a point where, at some point during the programming, if we stress it a little bit more, that's going to be on purpose, so that your body can acclimate to that stress, and allow you to grow and allow you to get stronger. So, right? We can't go ham all the time. It's that ebb and flow. It's really important.
Can't or won't? Sounds like a challenge.
I guess it depends on the person's individual makeup. Going ham all the time is it's the fast pace to failure. It's a fast pace to injury.
I mean, I like to go ham on biceps all the time, every single day. So, leading into our sponsor of the week, Biceps and Bourbon, we are taste testing 4 Roses Bourbon. Destroyer, give us your review.
It's strong. Right off the bat, that's the main thing. I mean, I like it. I feel like I haven't tried enough bourbon or whiskey to really be able to tell a particularly significant difference between them.
That's what do you get?
This one's definitely less sweet, but I like it.
He likes it.
I feel like for the strength, like the punch it gives, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, hey, what's up? I'm bourbon, but it's not just like throat punch.
Yeah, it doesn't burn like they do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It has a presence, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It definitely makes it known.
Hey, it's a post-workout. There you go.
4 Roses single barrel, to be precise.
I know you said Rich Biddleman wants to come on to taste test some bourbons, too. So you guys will be the 3 amigos here taste testing
Rich
some
would be
bourbons.
perfect for that because, bourbon is officially America's native spirit. So just like, champagne comes from champagne. So who better to have on here as a special guest to taste test some bourbon with us than, someone that literally pisses red, white, and blue, who is actually Rich Biddleman. Mm-hmm. So we'll be reaching out to Rich soon to get him back or get him on this podcast.
Yeah,
So-
Rich, right? Fuck it, throw that weight on.
Let's do it.
That was his quote all the time.
This
We
is
gotta,
mantra.
we gotta make a shirt. Fuck it, throw that weight on.
Yes.
Let's do it. Lift heavy shit.
And now that we loosened up Destroyer a little bit, why don't you give us the weekly review on the quality of your jump shot and mileage.
Jump shot's doing all right. It hasn't like improved, but it hasn't gotten worse.
Nice.
Free throws are improving.
We're
I
cruising.
rarely miss a free throw, so the Nets should take me on
Seriously.
at this point.
Seriously.
Kyrie's not coming, so I can take
Yeah.
his spot. 28 miles this week
Nice.
is what I'm typically hitting now, so
It's great.
yeah,
Solid.
Yeah.
that's what we're
So
going
basically, the automatic make at the free throw line is you're fulfilling a stereotype.
with. Yeah.
Like with what white people lack in dunking ability, they make up for in the automatic points at the free throw line.
Yeah. I need to
Nice.
start like
Fundamentals.
I need to start listening to like screaming crowds in my headphones so I can really get used to that kind of
filter
thing.
in
Yeah.
some noise.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly some of the pro sports organizations are gonna pump filtered noise into the
I was watching
games.
soccer this morning with Aiden, and they were using artificial
Really?
crowd noises.
What's funny is like they're
Wow.
finally, I guess.
Don't they
some
do that in practice though? Didn't you tell me? Don't they do that in practice normally?
Some people, yeah, some teams do. They
Like to get them used to that.
hmm Some teams like to play music a lot in practice, but I'm not a big fan of that. I just feel like this generation of younger athletes, mainly in high school and now in college, have they just have such a connection to music, which isn't a terrible thing, but it's to where like they almost can't function without it. Like it used to be, like, when you and I were growing up, if you wanted music around you, right, you usually had a boombox or maybe a Walkman, but it was so inconvenient to carry a Walkman around everywhere that you could do it, but if you want to do anything really active, you're not going to like go play your sport with it. Now with like Bluetooth headphones and phones that are tiny, or even just like a wide-ranging Bluetooth reach, you see kids with earphones playing a team sport, like, or practicing a team sport, and you're just like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I can't play without it. It's like, so you mean to tell me you're so mentally soft that you can't conjure up the anger to complete the task at hand? So whatever, maybe it's the bourbon speaking, but it's definitely the truth. So
Well, you can't have the tunes in school. I mean,
no,
you gotta focus and concentrate.
no one's gonna
Yeah.
throw on the perfect song when you're trying to score a game-winning basket. Like, hold on, DJ, timeout. Make sure you put on my hype mix.
That never happened when we were competing.
No.
Sometimes the music was pretty shitty,
Yeah.
and you just gotta
Or
go.
there was no music.
Or there was no music. We didn't. It's like I don't know.
But Destroyer killing it at the free throw line, and I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my game. Yeah.
I'm
that's
telling
how
you,
I'm gonna-
2020.
It's a solid game plan.
Yeah.
This year could be.
I'm encouraging Kyrie to start his own league so that Destroyer can get his shot in the NBA.
I could be playing for like 6 different teams.
Yeah. They'll never know. Like, oh, is that white boy again? Is that the same guy? They all look alike.
You're gonna be like that boxer. What's his name? Demanding the. We were
The
just
one
talk-
recently?
Yes.
Oh, Ryan Garcia. Have you heard of him?
No.
Like Instagram
Demanding
fucking star.
how much? How many million?
He wanted $500,000
Oh,
for the
sorry.
fight over Independence Day weekend, but De La Hoya would not give it to him. He came back with a counteroffer of $200,000, which is
Say.
it's a slap in the face, So, whatever. The kid is solid though. He's like 21. I think he's like 21 or no. I mean, he could not fight for a couple of years and not have to worry about a dime. Kid is loaded. And he packs a
Big
powerful
dreams,
punch.
Desi.
That's
Yeah.
actually the newest challenge right now. People are
What?
they're calling him out. They're like, you don't really have that much power. So he put he has them come to his house and they put on like that like target for like with the pads on it all over the chest and the and the core and shit, and he just stands there and just keeps delivering hooks right to the body.
Wow.
Yeah, and everyone just drops down to their knees. They're like, damn. So yeah, I think it's hysterical.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are definitely pumped to be opening soon.
Yeah.
I know everyone else is pumped to be getting back here. And I mean, it's great because they're all bringing their friends. So awesome. The more the merrier. We're here to protest the loss of gains. That's how we're circumventing the limit on maximum occupancy.
And we will be holding service in the Church of Iron.
Yes.
Monday through Saturday.
Bless us, O Lord, for these gains we are about to receive.
Yeah. And we will be protesting in not silence, but we will be
in violence.
Yes, we will be socially distancing.
Violence of iron.
With under protocol, right? So socially distancing in the Church of Iron. Yes, I'm good with that.
Attending daily mass. Aha. Catholic puns. Dig it. I'll be here all week. I mean, I think that's all. I can't remember. Was there anything else I was supposed to cover? We had just spoken about it right before the podcast.
Did you want to talk about just
nutrition for your goal? Proper nutrition for your goal?
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's a good topic because you know, with some of our athletes that we've been setting up recently on our newest program, which we've extended to adults too, which is you know, weekly programming plus nutrition coaching. The first week we make sure we really get on top of everyone to log everything they eat. We don't like guilt-free. Put everything down so we can start to really see what your habits are. Then we customize your plan based around that. I mean, that's how our nutrition coaching works here. But obviously we then steer you in the correct direction so you can achieve your goals. But the most common theme that we've seen so far is that all our athletes are not coming close to their protein needs. They're not.
Well, just even in general, they're even the ones who think that they eat a lot, whether it's boys or girls, doesn't matter. They're realizing, they're coming to that realization that what they're eating is nowhere near what's necessary, even for them to maintain their weight. And in regards to performance, you need those calories to allow for your body to do its job, and not just kind of go through the motions, but actually feel good when you're doing it, feel powerful, feel explosive, feel strong, and then those foods and everything along with it will allow you to recover better and recover faster. And in regards to recovery too, the protein is actually big time on that. Your immune system, your recovery. I mean, the science does show, like, low protein, immune system becomes compromised. You become really irritable, moody. You don't recover very quickly at all. Bruising is a possibility. Like, there's all these things. When we start to actually fine-tune your macros and your calories, and you actually start to learn how to combine foods properly and eat them in a timely manner, it's amazing. Even within a week, what could happen with anybody. Doesn't matter, high school, college, even younger than that, athletes or adults. It's just amazing. Like, even just working with the kids too, seeing how their growth, like they start to have these growth spurts. That's big, you know. Even with my experience too, the boys and the girls, all of a sudden they're leaning out, they're growing, they're getting stronger. I mean, who doesn't want to get a little taller? you know?
I've been waiting since 7th grade.
Oh, well, forget it. I'm done, you know? If I had this knowledge back then, there might have been a different story,
Yeah.
you know? But,
I would have been a stronger dickhead. No, I'm kidding.
you know, it just, everything starts to work so much better. Your digestion, you start to sleep better. You just feel better. All in all, your body, it's like putting the right gas in the car, you know, all the time. Getting it tuned up properly when you're supposed to. Like, the tires, you know, changed and rotated, and I mean, oil change, like, it's everything, you know? You don't realize how specific it is. Like, you know, maybe, you know, waking up 20 minutes before your alarm, before you're ready to exercise, might not be the smartest thing to do, especially when you know that you're training with your team, you know, you've got a 6 a.m. lift or whatever the case, and you're bench pressing, you're cleaning, you're squatting, or whatever the programming is for that day. You ain't gonna have the energy that you need. You're gonna feel like shit. And even the adults too, like, if you're going out for a run, it's a little bit different. Your body's working within a different energy system. You can kind of get away with different things if you're strength training, if you're using weights, if your heart rate is going up and down, up and down, up and down, and there's some sort of resistance there, and you're under time, you need to have some sort of calories to be pulling from, some sort of energy to be pulling from for that workout. You're depleting yourself. You're actually doing yourself a disservice by not eating carbs, not eating enough protein, not getting enough calories in, you know? That's why it's a science, you know? We can help you with that.
And we are.
A lot of the athletes now, just getting them to understand how to start combining the foods, and like, for example, what could they have? Should we talk about a breakfast maybe, or a lunch?
I mean, I can give an example of a breakfast that somebody thought was a monster breakfast, and it wasn't really. So this athlete was a college lacrosse player, about 88 pounds, I think. And I was like, how'd breakfast go? I was like, I had a monster breakfast until I logged it. I was like, all right, what'd you have? 6 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, and a cup of oatmeal. Okay, so what did that add up to? He's like, not enough carbs. I'm like,
not enough anything.
Yeah.
Not enough, period.
But the fact that people are starting to really see it is making this experience so much more effective. And
right.
It's making our jobs easier because it's increasing buy-in from the athletes. So.
And they're realizing that they're running faster, they're feeling good after their workouts, they're hitting the numbers that they need to hit.
They're happier.
The weight actually feels light, and they need to add. Those things are big, you know? It's just amazing. Or, well, I had a salad for lunch. Well, what did you have in that salad? Or, I had a yogurt for breakfast, and then I didn't eat anything until like 3:30, and then I just had an apple, and, I had a little dinner, but, okay, so that's why you feel so shitty all the time, And that's why your body isn't transforming into what you have in your mind of what it should be looking like, and you think you're working so hard and you're eating so healthfully. You're hardly eating anything, right? And you actually don't even feel good enough to be training as much as you could be training. And that's why you're not getting the results that you've desired and you're looking for, because everything else, all those puzzle pieces are kind of spread across the table. They're not, when you're not allowing them to connect.
Yeah,
So.
nutrition is huge, and that's why we emphasize it. I mean, it's like, if you're not, it's your fuel, really. If you're not fueling your car, you're not gonna be able to get to work. Can't get to work, can't make money, you can't feed yourself. So, what the hell?
Or, I had some cereal for dinner, and hey, sometimes when we're tired, maybe it's later in the day, you have to get up early. Cereal's not a bad choice. I mean, but what are you combining it with to make it a complete meal? So you've got some carb and some protein and some fat. Are you using dairy milk? Are you what are you doing in combination with the cereal? What are you adding to make it a complete meal? There's no food that you can't have, but how much of it are you having, and and how many times a day, and how many hours in the day that you're getting those foods in. So you have to be smart about it.
Boom. That is what I wanted to speak about, and I forgot. What would I do without you?
Shut up.
I'm sucking up to my wife because I want the new PS5. It's what all the husbands are doing out there. They're kissing up. That's why I've been mopping every day. Even though I don't even turn on our PS4 anymore.
Oh, God.
Well, we do, actually. It's a lie. To watch Wu-Tang. Which I fell asleep to last
Carbs
night.
rule everything around me.
Cream.
Dollar bills, y'all.
So, I think that about wraps it up for this week, right? Get your protein in, people.
Jeff Shalom running that half marathon this Sunday. Whoop, whoop.
Things are starting to open up. This is great. We will be back in business by the time this podcast releases. Mm-hmm. And we'll catch you all at Overdrive ASAP. On that note, remember, DM us, email us, find a way to reach out to us, mention this podcast. You will receive $100 off your new member special, which includes a month of training plus nutrition coaching to help start your journey to achieve your health and fitness goals. All right, so just reach out to us, mention Overdrive AF, and we'll get you started. On that note, we are done. We'll see you next week. Peace.